Vi kommer att ha en ganska viktig och stor person som avslutar dagen. Jag var jätteglad att ha med oss Kumi Naidoo. Välkommen.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I first want to ask you to join me in saying thank you to the organizers of the 350.org events, not only here in Sweden, but the 4,500 events that have happened all over the world today as part of the International Day for Climate Action. So let's say thank you to all of the folks that have worked so hard to organize all of these events. What we are seeing in 6 weeks to go before Copenhagen, where we are demanding a fair, ambitious and binding treaty, is greater unity that is emerging amongst different parts of society. We are seeing trade unions, NGOs, religious organizations, progressive business people and so on coming together to say that come December in Copenhagen, this is a chance that cannot be missed, that we do not have a plan B. We don't have a planet B to go to, and we have to ensure that when we come to the end of that negotiations and just before Christmas, that the world deserves, the world needs, and we must deliver a fair, ambitious and binding treaty. However, whether we get that or not does not depend only on the folks that organize today's events. It depends on each and every one of us in terms of how we continue to keep pressure over the next 6 weeks on our governments here in Sweden. But however, I was going to say that if you have relatives in other countries, particularly if you have relatives in the United States, write to them, appeal to them, and tell them to get the senators to get off their backsides and actually take the action that is necessary, because they are still in denial about their own responsibility in terms of holding back a fair and just treaty come Copenhagen. You can also get involved by joining and signing up to the tick.org website, which 350.org is a key participant in. There is ways on which and suggestions about how you can continue to be engaged. And I thought I should just tell you that the next big day of action is on the 12th of December. So let's start mobilizing from now to make sure that in Sweden and in every country around the world, we can get the largest number of people to actually participate. Tonight, for those of you who are at a loose end, don't know what to do, there is a concert called 350 Minutes Music Marathon, and one of the ABBA guys, that's only, sorry I should say, because of age problem, when I looked at the names, the only person I could recognize was Benny Anderson from ABBA. He's going to be there and a whole range of other musicians, so please support that if you are able to. So let me just conclude with the words of Mahatma Gandhi, when he once said, "This planet has enough to meet all of humanity's needs, but not all of humanity's greed." And right now, the choice before us is to look at ourselves personally, the way we live our own lives, and also think about how we consume. Because if we are to continue to live in the way that we are living in rich countries, we will need to have 8 planets to be able to deliver that to all the people in the world. And right now, as individuals, we have to, with a sense of justice, ask ourselves, is it fair that people in poor countries who have been least responsible for the climate catastrophe that we find ourselves in should be the ones who are paying the biggest price, the first price, and ultimately are the ones that are suffering most? So if you're a person of faith, if you're a secular person, if you're from the trade unions, if you're young, if you're old, this is the time for all of us to stand up, be counted, and ensure that our leaders do not act without the courage that is necessary come the Copenhagen summit in December. Thank you very, very much for coming and participating today, and let's ensure that each and every one of us leave today's events with a sense that we are all part of a growing movement that must deliver a fair, ambitious and binding treaty in December in Copenhagen. Thank you very, very much.